Hey guys, TikTok here again. Today I'm going to be doing a guide on my latest Control Druid build. I climbed from around like 300 something to 200 with the deck. Right here are some of the games I started. As you can see, I started, here, 338, and I climbed all the way up top 100. Range, like I actually lost a bit at the end and then I stopped the stream, but yeah, I actually climbed like around 200 ranks. Got on my latest list 63% win rate over 30 games. Actually feeling favored into Warrior and DK, which is actually pretty nice. And then the other matchups are kind of close. The aggro matchups are pretty close overall. So yeah, here's the list. It's basically a control deck compared to other Ankyliax Druid lists that I've seen. People have not been running Dorian, even though Dorian is really good, as it gives you a one mana Ankyliax with Pendant. I think the Trail Mix is nice as a one-off, but it felt awkward as two-off. The Lifebinder's Gift is a card that not many people run, but it actually feels really good. It was an idea from Maxi from some days ago. And another card that I really like that people don't really run in this deck is Mista Vista, because it allows you to play Rising Wave, which in my opinion is way better than Swipe, because you don't really want Reach, you want the best possible clear. And Rising Wave overall is a better clear than Swipe, because a lot of minions in the game right now have 2 HP. You also have the Cover Artist that combos really well with Ionar, and also can get you an extra Ziliax if your Ziliax gets stolen, for example. So like against the decks that run Yogg, there are not many decks that run Yogg, but like against decks that run Yogg or Reska, so against DK, sometimes you're going to be a bit too slow, and then you want to copy the Ziliax after they steal it. And against decks that have Yogg, you can copy the Ziliax with Cover Artist as well, because usually they can't suicide both of them, as the second one has Divine Shield, and you only need one of them to die to resurrect it in Hydration Station. Then you have Fizzle, Incindius, and Reflection. Like those are like the greedy cards in the deck, kind of, on top of Marine. And these actually allow you to go infinite against Control Warriors. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop the deck review here, but I'm gonna be talking about the deck in more details as I review some games that I played. And yeah, see you guys. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be talking on top of the gameplay. This game is against an Excavate Rogue. All you want in your mulligan is always the same. It's always going to be either of the gift. I usually keep both of them. I always keep Lifebinder's Gift. Malfurion's Gift is like, usually you keep it, but if I already have New Heights, it's sometimes not a keep. So here I coined the New Heights because New Heights is ramp that's always going to be ramp, while Gift is sometimes ramp with Wild Growth and sometimes removal or armor with Fur Rage and Swipe. So you always want to play New Heights over the other ones. And since I already have 2 cards that ramp, I actually want to be coining one of them to then instantly play the second one. And then I get to play Blossom that's active on turn 4, because it's turn 4, but I have +2 mana. And the main card that I'm looking for here would be Cluster. He's pressuring a bit, but it's not that bad. So I would want Cluster, most importantly, because that way I can instantly play the Ziliax. And Cluster is actually a card that you keep a lot of the time, so you always keep Cluster if you have Trail Mix, especially on the coin. It's completely broken on the coin, because what you can do is you go Trail Mix on 2 into coin Cluster, and then you have 8 mana on turn 5. Yeah, so here I actually misclicked the gift. I went for spells, which was stupid. I should have just reduced and played the Blossom, and then hero powered the 1/1, but it's okay. I put it on 2x, because I can mostly talk over it. So yeah, he makes a big board. It's pretty wide. I kind of wanted to hit a Rising Wave at some point to clear most of it, but now that it's buffed, it's hard to do that. And so here, I want to play Asleep Under the Stars, draw 2, and then see what happens. And so I got a gift, which means I can refresh and swipe. So I just want to make sure that I preserve HP the most, so that I can coin and Kiliax next turn, right? Because I have 8 mana next turn, so I can, Veit. Veit and Kiliax. So I'm gonna do that, because he can't Yogg yet. He only has 7 mana. Veit the Ankyliax, trade that, and from here you usually win the game, because the Ankyliax dies, you play a Hydration Station, and then you're kind of fine. So like, I could go for Sleep Under the Stars next turn to draw 2 if both Ziliaxes die, and then refresh 6 to then play the Hydration Station. But yeah, from here the game is pretty much over. Like, I don't think I should be losing. He decides to not kill the Zilly, which is smart. And so instead of going for anything too fancy, I just make a board and I just gain some armor. I shouldn't be able to die from 20. And it's good to note that the beasts that you can get from that 6-mana spell are actually kind of insane. So there is Cookie and there is Razor Scale. Actually, is it beast or 3 drops? Oh, it's random 3 drops, right? Yeah, it's random. No, but it's a dragon, a beast, an elemental, and a pirate, I guess, or something like that. It's like from 3 different tribes. I don't exactly know I'm not gonna lie, I don't exactly know what that card says, but I know like it's all 3 drops that are tribe minions. And so getting Cookie is not that unlikely. Getting the Razor Scale is also not that unlikely. And so it really disturbs my opponent's turn, most likely. And here I got crazy good cards. So I was thinking about this turn for a bit, but it's just Hydration Station, I think. Take some trades, and then he's basically dead on board. I roped it a bit because I just wanted to make sure, but it's pretty straightforward. Like, I was mostly looking at like Sleep Under the Stars combo, because I could reduce and then Sleep Under the Stars to like draw some cards and refresh, but I don't think it's worth. Because the only way I die from here is like some crazy combo that deals 1,000,000 damage with Sonya. So I think if anything, I'm supposed to keep Sleep Under the Stars for armor. So yeah, reduce, Hydration Station, and then just take some, yeah, and then he gives up. So that was game 1, pretty straightforward. So game 2 against another rogue. I don't actually remember which rogue this was. I don't know how many games I'm gonna go over. I'm probably gonna go over like a couple of games against rogue, try to see if I have like a game against DK and a game against Pala, maybe, like some games against aggro, and then I think maybe 1, if not 2 games against control. I'm not exactly sure about that though. So yeah, again, you keep gift. I didn't pay attention to the mulligan. Yeah, so like I was debating before between keeping gift and not keeping gift, because it's rogue. Sometimes it's elemental rogue, and elemental rogue you really want Rising Wave against them. So like mulliganing an extra card, trying to get Rising Wave is good, and like also gift is worse than New Heights, because gift can actually be removal while New Heights is always ramp. So I debated it a bit, and I decided to keep it to not be too greedy on the mulligan, because if I get really bad cards off the top, then it's bad. And yeah, it is elemental rogue. So I passed turn 1. Turn 2 is interesting because I could coin. Okay, so here, because I got New Heights, I instantly coin the ramp. But if I didn't get New Heights, I would actually have to think about whether I coin the ramp or not, because coining the ramp means I have 4 mana next turn. So I could play the Dorian. But usually the Dorian's gonna die on board. And like, this Dorian's kind of important because I already have the pendant as well. So drawing extra ramp was pretty clutch there. And now I'm actually able to ramp again. And the wait means that I can actually go for Sleep Under the Stars or Dorian Coin Pendant, but I'm probably gonna go for Sleep Under the Stars first. I think I'm actually not 100% what I do here. Mista Vista. So here I think, looking at this, I would probably play Mista Vista. Yeah. So I play Mista Vista because all the damage that he's pushing right now is not damage that's dealt to armor. So it's kind of the same with Control Warrior. All the damage that your opponent is going to push, I'm going to pause actually. All the damage that your opponent pushes before you play Unkiliax doesn't really matter as long as you don't die. And so in matchups like Elemental Rogue or like Chalice OTK Druid, you want to be keeping as much as your armor gain for later, because you're going to be able to stabilize with Unkiliax almost always. And so that way you actually keep your armor for after. So here I went for Dorian Pendant, and I actually missed. This is a pretty big miss. So I got Fizzle, Cover Artist, and Marin. This is actually like kind of a bad miss. I was looking for Ionar or Ziliax, because Ziliax would mean that my Hydration Station has 2 Ziliaxes in it, and then I'm instantly back to 30 HP pretty much. And Ionar would mean that I could go wait Ionar for refresh, and then play the Sleep Under the Stars because I have 7 mana. but I hit neither of them, which is really unlucky. And so here, in those spots, like you have to check, he has 13 damage on board. So if I take the Marine, I heal to 23. He could actually technically kill me if he had the 3/2 elemental in a step, but I can't play around that because I already did my entire turn basically. So I take the Marine because it's the card that heals the most. And I think I coin it just because sometimes they play Neophytes. And so using the Vate now means that he can't Neophyte me, and it's also just a 1/1 on board that might soak some damage. Always take wand, almost always take wand from the Marine, and the wand is also gonna get inside the Mista Vista, which is pretty big. So the Sleep Under the Stars, I'm probably gonna be playing it soon. I didn't want to play it last turn because if I played it last turn, and I couldn't actually evade the minion from the Dorian Pendant turn. And so here I get the Ankyliax, but it's 1 mana off. And so I gain some armor. And I don't actually full gain armor. I just do this so that I gain a bit of armor, like 10 armor. And I know that all the cards I draw are gonna be 0 mana. So I don't really have a reason to refresh more than 3 mana. And so I want to gain armor so that I'm not susceptible of dying to lamp, step, or something like that. That's more armor, which is really nice. And I also got a clear with the Rising Wave. That one was pretty good. And so here 30 HP, all I want is to be able to jam my Zilly so that I go back to 30 base HP, and then I can actually gain more armor with the Sleep Under the Stars. And the Mista Vista is proccing at the start of next turn, which is also really important to note. So like here, I'm kinda hoping that I get more armor from the 7 mana spell that's inside the Mista Vista. Mista Vista is actually a card that you have to play around a lot. So here he's setting up the lamp. I think the lamp was at 7 damage. So I got the wand from the Mista Vista. And I got pretty lucky on the 7 mana spell because I gained 10 armor and refreshed 3. That cleared the board. I gained some more armor. I overdraw 2 cluster, which doesn't matter. And my wand actually got me a Neo now, which is also pretty good. So I think here I'm actually gonna be going like Ziliax, Iona, refresh, and gain 15 armor. Because here I'm basically trying to survive the combo, and I also... Oh, actually, okay, interesting. I didn't remember doing that. I mean, it kind of makes sense, though. I just want more armor. I guess I don't go for the Ziliax yet. So I did a Fizzle here because I wanted to shuffle more armor into my deck. Here the picks don't really matter. I took Grifta because it might give me disruption or health gain. And yeah, so like I just go max healing now because I know that he's kinda close to killing me with Sandbox Candle. So 63 is usually enough, but because of the 1/1 from Scoundrel and Prep, you can probably die from here. I'm not exactly sure if I died. I don't think I died. So it's like Sonya stuff basically that kills me. Okay, he actually waited an extra turn. Yeah, he waited an extra turn to try and reduce the board and then probably try to kill me the following turn. So yeah, here I take the time to get the Zilly down. All I want is to gain max HP, so a hero power as well. Hero power, get the Zilly down. I'm at 68. It's pretty hard to kill me. It's doable, I think, but it's pretty hard. So yeah, he has Scoundrel, Sonya. He has a 1 mana lamp in hand. He also has board space issues. Like that's the reason why I didn't want to kill the 2/1 because I wanted to make it so that if he kills the 2/1, he actually has to bump into my Ankyliax and then heals me. So yeah, he already pushed like 30 or 40. No, he already pushed 40 here with the lamps. And I think I got pretty lucky that he didn't have bounce around at the end. So yeah, another light, another lamp, another breakdance. And he used both steps. Yeah, and then he gave up. So I think he didn't get the bounce around from his deck, which was pretty lucky. But at the same time, he also got the Sonya breakdance step, and he got the second lamp. Okay, and now we actually have a control mirror. So I think before watching a control mirror that goes forever, I'm gonna be watching. Let's watch an aggro. Actually, two aggro matchups maybe. Cool. Yeah, this is good. So DK is actually a really good matchup for this deck. It's one of the pretty, I would say, free matchups. It's not like completely free, but it's pretty free. So DK design is actually really good. I think I full keep this. Rising Wave is good removal. Trail Mix is good because I have Cluster, and Seedling is just always a keep. So I feel like I should full keep this. If I don't, then it's probably my mistake. Okay, I'm an idiot. Wait, I'm an idiot? Okay, I'm not an idiot? Okay, cool. I don't exactly remember what I'm really in this game, so sometimes I might be an idiot. Because it's way easier to actually watch the game now. Oh, I think this is the game where I just hero powered on 2 because I was brain AFK. Yes, so don't do this, guys. Don't hero power on 2 when you have trail mix into coin cluster. This is very bad. Like I had the nuts and I just decided to hero power for no reason. So this is like just to show that like even if you're at a decent rank, it doesn't mean that you're gonna be doing perfect plays. So here you always play trail mix because you have a follow-up with coin cluster. Already a pretty bad play, but it's okay. And then they just develop a Geist. I think Geist is not very good in DK because it's kind of slow. So here I play the trail mix. I saw my mistake. I'm pretty sure I probably talked about it on the stream. Helia on 4 is slightly annoying because it means I have to play. So Helia on 4, right, means that it's very difficult for me to guarantee that the goblet hits the snapshot late game, which we're gonna see most against warriors. So the way that you can play around Helia is that you're gonna be drawing through your deck. Like the plagues that you like, the damage that you take from the Helia plagues doesn't actually matter. What matters is to be able to guarantee that your goblet from Marin in the late game actually gets you the snapshot from Fizzle, or gets you a Fizzle itself if you play Reflection on the Fizzle. So the way you do that is that you get to the end of your deck, except maybe like five or six cards, and then you play a sleep when your hand is full, and you use all of the sleep options to draw cards. And so what's gonna happen is that you're gonna overdraw all of the plagues. I think I'm gonna probably do that this game. I'm not exactly sure because I feel like this might be a game where I get Ziliax early or something. And so like keeping one sleep under the star for late game is pretty good. Obviously, don't always do that because sometimes you're gonna die too early game. Like I'm already at 15 here. So gift, here I should be playing the gift. Whenever you see a gift, just use it. If it's like three or more spells, you usually want to use the gift. So insta reduce and then sleep under the stars. I feel like so what I was thinking here, I think, is that I wanted to keep the sleep under the stars for Puppet Master Dorian, which is probably fine, honestly. And I just wanted to I just wanted to swipe, clear the board, and keep the sleep for Puppet Master Dorian. And this way, so one thing to always think about as well against Helia is that I have Frost Plagues in my deck. So I want to be able to make sure that I have 1 mana left over when I do this play. So I wait. So I draw first because I know that if I get a Frost Plague, worst case, I play the gift for 1 mana and then I play the swipe for 3. And then I get rid of the Frost Plague effect because that way I can actually go for the Dorian Sleep under the Stars next turn. Because if I didn't have the mana this turn, I would have to use the coin and then I can't actually go for the Dorian Sleep because I need the coin for Dorian Sleep. So yeah, just swipe here. No reason to coin the hero power because I want a Dorian Sleep or Dorian Pendant. When you have a Dorian Pendant, always look at the minions in your deck. That's probably what I'm going to do. So in this case, I have Ionar, Ziliax, Yogg, Marin, Cover, and Fizzle. The minions that matter the most, also a Vista, the minions that matter the most for me to get right now are Ziliax and Ionar, I would say. So like it's decently likely I hit at least one of them. he shuffles more plagues, which is really annoying. Like, I hate it when they shuffle more plagues. And so here I do the line that I was talking about with Dorian. And what's happening is that I draw 2, and then I see if I draw minions. If I draw minions, okay, so in this case I draw Yogg, and then I draw a Ziliax. So this is probably best case scenario. I drew 2 minions, so now I actually don't need to draw more. I just refresh instantly. And you wanna always leave enough hand space with Dorian so that, like, if you get 2 minions, you actually have the hand space to get the minions in your hand. And so here what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna insta refresh twice probably. And I have Vista, Cover, Fizzle, and Ionar in the deck. And so Pendant into... I actually missed again, by the way. This is a miss, because I missed on the Ionar, which is what I really wanted. I am actually not sure what I take. I think I take the Cover, because I just wanted to be very defensive right now. Because if you look at my turn, right, I have 3 mana left. If I click on the Cover, I can actually go for Ankiliax plus Cover Artist. And that way, I'm actually safe against Reska. I'm safe against Reska, and I'm also very resilient. Plus, I instantly get 3 Ziliaxes inside the hydration station, which is a pretty big deal. It's slightly annoying that I don't have the mana to go for Marin and draw here. So he has to do like a very weird play to clear my board. It's always very annoying for DKs to clear Ziliax boards if they don't have Reska. Clicks on the location a couple of times. And yeah, like I'm back to full and I'm kind of chilling. And so here, because I drew the Vate, I actually instantly have the hand space for Marin. So like I saw that pretty fast, but so I drew Vate. If I didn't draw Vate, I didn't have the hand space. I would have had to overdraw. And I can't actually dump anything because I have exactly 10 mana, which is exactly Marine Wand. But I drew the Vate, so I went for Marine Wand. It's obviously scary because I have 5 plagues in my deck, but if I draw 3 plagues here, it's still okay because I'm at 29 and I can play Hydration Station whenever. But here I want to try to get my Fizzle because the Hydration Station alone is not going to win the game. I need to actually Fizzle it. And my opponent left. I'm actually not sure why, but we take those. I mean, he was never winning the game, to be fair, but I kind of wish the game kept going for a bit so I could show you guys more stuff. But, okay, next game against the Zarimi Priest. Maybe, I mean, this matchup, I think what happened is that I just got... I got Ziliax down when they didn't have a Mantle, and so I won. Yeah, I got Ziliax down when they didn't have a Mantle. I played Hydration Station, and then they played a Mantle. I stole their Mantle, and they conceded, right? Yeah, I played the 0 mana Yogg on the Mantle, and then they left. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay. So not really interesting. Sometimes you sadly have to gamble that they don't have the way to remove the Ziliax. Like that game, I think, because of Stomper, if I remember correctly, I actually had to gamble that they didn't have a way to clear Zili. It was on turn 7, I think. When was it? I'm actually not sure when it was. Oh, Zili was already dead by then? So it was turn 6. Yeah, it was this turn. So this turn, if they had a Mantle in hand, I would instantly lose to coin a Mantle. But they didn't, so... alright. I don't know if I want to do a control mirror yet. I could talk about another game against aggro. That game doesn't really... Okay, maybe a game against Insanity Warlock, actually. Let's do that. Because I remember this one being very weird. So Warlock, you want to be keeping wave because it clears the early shaders, so it clears the 2/2s, the 3/2s, and the 1/1s. So you want to be keeping it. Gift. So Gift, I talked about it already, but it's actually the only turn 2 play that you have in the deck apart from Trail Mix. So you want to be instantly jamming it whenever you see it. Just insta jam Gift to reduce when you have... If I had like 2 spells here, probably wouldn't do it. I'm not sure if I would do it. But since I have like 3 spells, you insta do it. Always ramp with growth, especially on turn 3 here. Like some people could be tempted to swipe and then have wave to clear stuff, but no, you need to be ramping. Like you don't want to be playing scared with this deck. You need to get ahead. Also, Salesman means it's not Pain Lock, so I knew it was Insanity, so I knew I wouldn't be taking as much damage. Here, that's a huge draw for me. Pretty lucky. Because I didn't really have a good turn here. I didn't want to play a Lotus that's not evolved, and I didn't want a Rising Wave because everything has 3 HP. So, something to notice actually is that my opponent here, he traded a 3/3 instead of a 2/2, which was like it plays really hard on Rising Wave, which was really annoying actually. So I'm not in a good, like, I'm dying. I'm pretty dead this game. I'm pretty dead. So I went for like a line where I'm gonna go for Dorian Seedling next turn. So from 15 here, I kinda always die. So I have to gain I have to gain armor. I knew that the Seedling was coming to gain 10 and draw 2 next turn. So I just YOLO'd it so that I would get the Dorian down with the Trail Mix. 20 here, he has 11 on board, 9 damage with 5 mana is actually pretty hard for Warlock. Here, from the Symphony, I have to dodge the +6/+6 mostly, but the 6/6 is also annoying, and I think he got the 6/6 if I remember correctly. So yeah, he gets the 6/6. I'm pretty dead, honestly. Like, I'm looking at this board, I don't really see how I get there. I need to like either get Ankiliax from the Blossom, or get Yogg from the Blossom, or get Ionar from the Blossom, something like that. And so I draw Pendant, and I think I'm supposed to Pendant here, right? Because so if I get Ankiliax, I can actually bump here, and it's like fine because I go to 18 HP with the Pendant. If I get Ionar, it's really good. If I get Yogg, it's also really good. I go to 18 HP and I just make everything hit each other. But I think oh wait, never mind. This game I actually I hit the nuts. Okay, I actually hit the nuts. So I wasn't sure if it was Ionar or Yogg, but I think it was Ionar. Oh yeah, I fucked up this turn, right? I think this is actually a good turn to learn from. So what I did here, instead of taking the safe line was Ionar, Refresh, and Lotus. Because I'm at 19, I go to 29 with Lotus. He only has 17. Like, it's very hard to kill me. I went for a very greedy line where I went Ionar and draw. The reason why I went Ionar draw is because if I get Ziliax, I kind of instantly win the game. And if I get Cover Artist, I can Cover Artist my Ionar to then refresh the mana. But I hit nothing. And that's like a good example of what not to do, honestly, when you're already in a good spot. But I was high rolling, right? I was on a 8 win streak, I think, at the time. And so I was just going for whatever lines because it felt like it didn't matter because I was drawing really well. So yeah, I got pretty lucky here that I didn't die, honestly, because opponent had like 17 on board, and I somehow just didn't die because he didn't have crescendo stuff. But my hand here is pretty bad, all things considered. Like, he's gonna kill this Dorian, he's gonna set up lethal on board again. And so the one good thing is that I get the Vista battle cry. But that's also another reason why I should have gone for the refresh last turn, is because I was gonna get the Vista on the Lotus, and so I was gonna gain another 10 armor there. And I think I high rolled. Yeah, I high rolled the 7 mana spell from the Vista. It gave me a bunch of armor. And so I was actually able to go for this line where I draw a bunch. And then I got actually really good cards. I got Ankiliax and more ramp. And then I was able to just fully stabilize from here, like stabilize really hard. And at 49, usually you can die, especially against Insanity Warlock. I mean, they can deal a lot of damage, but like over a couple of turns. And so I would have the time to like get Feral Rage from Malfurion's Gift, or like heal with hydration stations and stuff. And so from here, I don't think I can die. Yeah, and I go to even more HP. Like I refresh, I gain 15 here. I Feral Raged as well from Gift. And he tried for a bit longer, I think. I ended up taking some damage. And then, yeah, his big damage turn almost didn't remove my armor. But yeah, the game was like pretty over at this point, I would say. Like here, when I'm at 49, I just keep gaining armor. That's also something that's like important to know. If you're against an OTK deck, like even if you're at 50 HP, just keep gaining armor. Like there is no reason not to gain more armor. Oh yeah, here I queued a mage game by accident. Actually, this game is kind of interesting, probably, because I felt very dead. Where's the start of that game? Okay, I'm gonna watch another game against aggro because these games are actually pretty interesting, and I think that's what people want to watch more than the games against control. So another game against aggro. This is DH. So I didn't actually keep Trail Mix because Trail Mix on the play is a lot worse than Trail Mix on the coin. Trail Mix on the coin, you can actually go Trail Mix into coin cluster, but on the play, if you look at my curve, right, I only have two 5-mana cards. One of them is Shadow Reflection that I never play on turn 3, sorry, after playing a Trail Mix. And so Trail Mix actually doesn't make sense as a keep unless you're on the coin. And I think on the coin, I would usually keep it because of Trail Mix into cluster. So yeah, here he has a pretty good start. Coin Sigil, I have to pass on one because I didn't get a gift. And he has like a decent curve. It's not like the most aggro curve ever, but it is a decent curve. I get my Rising Wave, but so here again, like you don't want to be playing Rising Wave on this board. This board deals no damage. If he goes for the 2/4 here, right? The 2/4 that buffs his board, then I can still Rising Wave after. But if he doesn't have the 2/4, then I'm fine, and I just keep AFKing. Like it is very scary to leave minions on the DH board, right? But if I don't ramp there and I just clear the board, then he plays more minions, and then I ramp after already taking damage, and I don't even have the AoE afterwards. So yeah, I get the gift. I use the gift instead of hero powering because I already have the Rising Wave as an AoE, and I want to play the Sleep Under the Stars next turn, most likely. I think here I might be considering between going for Mista Vista into Sleep or just like clear the board with Rising Wave. So you have to always look at how much damage your opponent has, right? Yeah, Mista Vista here is very greedy. Like you shouldn't do that. So I just went for Sleep. And I hit the Trail Mix and I have Ziliax in hand. And so when I realized that, I instantly went for Armor and Refresh, I think. Because they have 7 damage on board. This card is actually plus 2 damage, so they have 9 on board. And I go to 22, so I'm basically at 13, right? And so you have to try to like count how much damage they can possibly push, right? The card that deals most damage from this point is either like the Ziliax that buffs their board by 1, or the 2/4 that gives +1/+1. And so they have 9 on board, I'm at 22, so they need 13. Ziliax is +6. And then on top of that, they need another 6 damage because they can hero power for 1 damage. And like that's really, really specific. So like I need to gain the mana to get the Trail Mix down so I can actually play the Unkilliax next turn. You can never really play around Kayn in this matchup. That's like the one problem with the matchup is that if they play Kayn after you play Ziliax, you are usually gonna be dead. But it is how it is. Like you can't. Sometimes they play Kayn for tempo and then you're happy, but a lot of the time you just can't afford to play around it. And so yeah, like here he had the 2/4 buff, and on top of that he had Burning Heart. So I think he puts me to like 3. I think 3 or 2. But yeah, and he didn't hero power because I think he didn't hero power because he went for second acupuncture of the top, which he didn't get. And here I was getting ready to concede because I was instantly dead to Kayn. But he ended up not getting it. And even though he didn't get Kane, it still got kinda close here because he had like a crazy amount of damage. And so I could still lose to Kane over 2 turns, I think. And yeah, he got like this down, and then this killed my Ziliax, and so he pushed like another crazy amount of damage, like crazy amount of damage. And so I was instantly down to 3. And so Hydration Station cleared a bit, and here I was still dead to Kane. So you have to dodge Kane another turn. I was getting ready to concede. Because if he goes swing into Kane, I think if he swings the weapon and then has Kane, he still had lethal. Yeah, he still had lethal if he swings the weapon first. But for some reason, he didn't swing the weapon, so it's very weird to me. And so like that made me think that he didn't run Kane or that he just didn't think about it. So yeah, he does some trade, whatever. He pushes and then I top decked another hydration station, which made it very easy. And so I just played it and he conceded. But I mean I was winning, I didn't need the hydration station there. And so now I'm actually gonna go over a control game because yeah, that those are like the ones that are actually hard to play. Okay, so this guy, I'm gonna put it on like 1.5, I think. Actually, let's put it on 1. So this guy is actually running Zola and Boomboss on top of Fizzle in his Ankiliax Warrior. The control matchups are always going to be against Warrior and against Druid, but there are like a decent amount of them on my ranks. The Warriors, I mean, the Druid, there are none. And so this matchup is it's very difficult to play. It's actually really difficult to play because you need to play around Boomboss as best as you possibly can. So here I don't actually coin the gift because I don't really have a good follow-up. I want to go gift into growth into Mista Vista on 4. And one thing that I really want to have in the Mista Vista is New Heights, because if you get a New Heights in the Mista Vista, you can actually go to 19 mana, and it helps a lot later in the game. So yeah, just Mista Vista on curve. Pretty happy about my starting hand, sort of. He has Ziliax on 5, which is like pretty expected. I'm not gonna be able to Yogg it, most likely. I top deck New Heights, which is huge. I get to get the New Heights down inside the Vista, I mean. Alright, I get the New Heights. I get 2 New Heights even, which is really good, because that means I can go to 22 mana. And I think... So warriors at this level, they suicide their Zilli all the time. That's like pretty common. You're gonna see them suiciding their Zilli. They have to because I run Yogg, and they know I have coin, so I could be playing coin Yogg next turn. If I coin Yogg, the game ends because they don't have Ziliax inside the hydration. Okay, I'm gonna go back to X2. So yeah, here I go for Dorian. I take the Fizzle because double Fizzle means that I'm infinite. And you wanna be infinite in this matchup late game, because they also run Fizzle. They also have the Fizzle Goblet combo. Sometimes they also run Zola. This guy actually does run Zola and Boom Boss main deck and has Fizzle and has Marine. So here the Mista Vista procs, I think, yeah, I got pretty lucky. I won the 50-50 on the spell reduction, which was nice. Otherwise, I would have actually overdrawn Zilli and lost the game, because to note it. Actually, no, I mean, I wouldn't lose the game because I could Yogg Ziliax after my opponent plays Hydration Station, but it would be pretty annoying. And so here he played Ham. I don't remember what he hit. He hit a Cover Artist, which is actually fine. The annoying ones... Actually, there were no minions that were annoying for me. The minions that you want to preserve are Fizzle, Marine, and Incindius. Everything else is whatever, if they kill it. And Zilli, obviously. So here I took a Yogg. And I stole the Ham because that way I get it in my first station, first of all. And second of all, they don't get the Ham inside their station. So that's pretty relevant. Got the Ionar, play Trail Mix, just for hand space and like mana next turn, because I probably want to go for like a Sleep Under the Star Marine play. Here, like nothing really happens. Like I'm just gonna be playing my cards. Like I want to set up my hand in such a way that Hydration Station ends up being like far left with Incindius. So I need to play the Marine. I just go for Wand. I play Ionar, refresh. Ionar is usually just gonna give you like some extra mana. It doesn't matter that much. It's usually just dump it in control mirrors. Then I Wand. I get some pretty good stuff from the Wand, honestly. Like 0 mana sleep is pretty good. Kobold, you wanna draw it as late as possible. I drew it pretty early here, which is annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Because I drew the Kobold that early, I'm not actually gonna be able to put the second Hydration Station on the left, because the Kobold is a card I can never dump. So I draw cards, I refresh some mana. Again, I see a gift, I have a bunch of spells in hand, I insta-play just to get it out of my hand. I keep drawing cards. What I'm trying to set up here, I just click, I think I click on Nosdormu. I could click Izera, but it doesn't do anything. I just don't want to have like random cards in my hand. So I'm trying to set it up so that I actually get to Goblet the Snapshot, because I have Incendius far left. And since I go to 22 mana, I can actually go for a 76 damage combo with triple Incendius. So actually no, it's 80 damage combo, sorry. So the combo is you play first Incendius, and then you open a snapshot that has an Incendius inside, and you overdraw one of the 5 eruptions, so that you have 4 eruptions that still deal 2 in your deck. And then you open 2 more snaps, because you goblet the snap that has Incendius on the left. You open 2 more snaps, you keep your hand full so that you have 4 eruptions at the end. And what you do after the first Incendius is that you play 3 Incendius and you deal 80 damage. I think I did that at some point in one of these games. I can probably show you. I don't know if I did it in this game, because I think the Incendius got killed by a boom boss this game. So here I ramp more. I actually didn't remember whether I had 19 mana or 22, but I realized later I had 22. So here 19 mana, I can actually set up the entire Snap Fizzle stuff. The problem is boom boss, so he had, how many cards did he have left? I actually don't know. Okay, he had 12 cards left in deck. So like, I was hoping that he didn't have boom boss. I was hoping I was fast enough to dodge the boom boss, because I was probably gonna be able to go infinite the following turn already. But he got the boom boss down this turn, and I kinda knew, or like I thought he was gonna be running Zola. And so since he only had 10 mana, I knew he couldn't go for Fizzle boom boss or boom boss Zola, because that plays 11 mana. So I was hoping he would like wait one more turn. So first bomb, very important to look at what the bombs kill. So the first bomb killed the hydration station. Both in my hand. Okay, the second bomb killed an Incendius. And then the third bomb, actually I got decently lucky with that one, killed the Nosdormu. And so I lost both hydration stations. And in this spot, I thought I had lost. I'm not gonna lie. Like in this spot, I don't know what chat was saying. But in this spot, I was kind of losing it. And I thought I was dead. But I could actually... So I think here I might have misplayed, honestly. I think I went for like an in-between line that I think ended up being wrong. So you have 2 lines here. You can go for Fizzle Goblet. You can go Fizzle Reflection this and then Goblet, and hope that you win the 50-50 and get the boom, because you actually want the boom, but you also want the reflection inside the snap. Or what you do is you go Fizzle, or you go Reflection first, then Goblet, then Fizzle that snapshot. And I went for the 50-50, and I think in hindsight was wrong, even though I think I did win the 50-50, but it was bad to go for it. So I think what I should do is Reflection first, then Goblet to get the boom boss, play the boom boss, and snap all of the boom bosses. But I went for this instead, which was like probably fine, because if I get a snap here, I can still open the snap and get to the reflection. But no, it was bad. It was actually just bad. I should have just gone reflection first. I overthought this. And so now, since I have 22 mana, I can actually play like 2 Boom Boss a turn. The problem, like the one thing I was scared about, is that the Boom Boss doesn't actually fully kill the Ziliaxes. That's like the one thing that's worth to know, is that all the bombs are gonna resolve, and then the Reborn from the Ziliax is gonna proc. So they were gonna get a bunch of Ziliaxes back on the board whenever the thing procced on the Ankyliaxes from Hydration Station. And so he still had a fizzle. And so here, every turn was just, play Boom Bosses. I traded the 3/3 because the only way I lose from here, with him having infinite bombs in his deck, is taking damage. So I just didn't want to take even 3 damage from that. So he drew some bombs. And I think I didn't hit like the snapshot from any of them. Yeah, I didn't hit the snapshot from any of them. And he still had, so here his deck was 6 bombs out of 10 cards. I just want to make sure that you guys notice this. So he has 6 bombs left out of 10 cards. I play 2 more booms and open the snap, and I think I shuffle a fizzle, which doesn't really make sense, but like I should probably just copy a 7/7. Oh, I hero powered, okay. Yeah, this was bad. I should just shuffle something. So he played the second Hydration Station, but what's worth noticing is that he has 15 cards in deck, 12 bombs, and he actually didn't draw a bomb. So I missed like an 80% for him to draw a bomb here, and then after that, I just like the only play I have is to shuffle more bombs, right? And so he has 18 bombs in his deck, 18 bombs out of 21 cards. So he has 3 real cards. He has 3 real cards and 18 bombs. So he drew a bomb that killed 1 card from his deck. So now he has only 1 real card in deck, I think. And he drew a fucking card after. I was kind of losing my mind. So he has 17 bombs in deck and 1 real card. And so he had 2 real cards left, and he actually drew a real card there. And I think he drew exactly the snap. Yeah, he drew exactly the snap from his deck. And if he drew another bomb, it was like pretty much 0% he draws another card. And then like all of the bombs kill his entire board. He only has like Ziliaxes left, and I just can't lose. But from here, it actually, I thought I was dead, honestly. I thought I was just dead. Because he had a weapon as well that could push face. And so, but next turn, it was pretty much guaranteed that he gets the bombs. So here, I think I had to go for a golden monkey. Because, well, I was dead, obviously. So I had to go for a golden monkey. And I opened the snap first to get so I think I went for like fizzle, open a snapshot. Yeah, so I fizzled this because that way I draw a snap and I'm infinite again. Open the snapshot, see what's inside, even though I know it's only boom bosses, and then play a kobold. I need to get something good from that. So I got a king plush, which was actually pretty good, but I have 17 mana, so I don't actually need to do that. And instead of going for the king plush, I went for Lazul because I knew he had 2 hydration stations in hand, so it was pretty likely I get at least one of them. So I looked at the king plush, I almost played it, but then I realized that it would have been a bad play. Like, if I Lazul and I miss on the hydration station, I can always play the king plush afterwards. But if I hit, so I hit the hydration station and then I just won. Because the bombs were guaranteed to kill everything. The bombs killed all of these, and the nice thing is that the ham that I yogged like a million turns prior was actually inside that hydration. And then you can just look at bombs blowing things up for a bit. Because he had like a million of them. So yeah, that was like it was not the most straightforward control mirror, but like you kind of saw the line I was going for. And I think that's gonna be it for the video. It's already pretty long. I will see you guys tomorrow on stream. I'm probably gonna be playing a tournament tomorrow, and also I will be posting another video on another deck tomorrow. See you guys. Thanks for watching.